At the start of this chapter, their narration is like, oh, about a month passes. And I was like, what? A month has passed? Since when? Did I write this? Like, did I write this? Was this me? Okay, I'm having a very sluggish morning. I don't really know what I want to vlog for this vlog. I usually come into my vlogs with like a general idea, or like I have like a main focus. So typically it's been like updating you on the book that I'm currently writing, but right now I am in a weird like limbo because I just finished the book that I was working on, and now I'm like kind of starting to revise, but I haven't fully started revising yet, so things are up in the air right now. Last night I actually was really feeling like I was just really in a short fiction mood. Like I just felt like going back to some of my old short stories, and I will probably be going back to my revision, but I kind of just want to like switch gears. This past few weeks I've been having a lot of trouble writing during the work week, and it's really slowed down my writing schedule. I'm just gonna try to make the most of my week. It is already Tuesday. I'm feeling like really tired today. I also haven't eaten breakfast at all, so I think I might do that. Yeah, I will take you guys along on this week. So I have been struggling quite a bit to write during the weekday. I never used to have this problem. I've been working full-time for pretty much most of the lockdown. I used to be really motivated to write after work. I used to be motivated to write on my breaks and stuff like that. There was just an energy about that early lockdown stage where I just felt a lot more like motivated to like really work on my writing. I don't know what it was. I just found the isolation really conducive to writing in a way that I had never felt before, so I don't know. I do kind of work a little bit out of the regular 9 to 5. Sometimes I work like 10 to 6 or 10 to 7, and I like being able to have that flexibility because sometimes I'm just not as productive or as focused in the morning, so I like having the opportunity to like keep working into the evening. But for some reason, it's just after work, I feel so drained. I don't think it's good to force yourself to write all the time, but I do want to kind of like change my habits, you know, like train myself to be in the writing mood the way that I used to be like earlier in lockdown. I'm already feeling more awake. Just putting on foundation. I think there's just something about the routine of like doing makeup that I find really calming. It's like when I have the makeup on, I feel less likely to lie down or like work from bed or feel tired at the end of the day. I'm gonna finish this off camera and then continue with my work day. Oh, no. Okay, it is about 3 p.m. and I have to hop onto a meeting. I've got through a bunch of the work that I had to get through today. So I'm just gonna wait for some feedback, and then I think I'm gonna like eat after my meeting. Then after I eat, I think I'm gonna do like a 15-minute writing sprint and see how I feel. It's pretty busy today, so I don't think I can like do like longer than like 15 minutes, but so yeah, I'll see how it goes. Okay, so that is the end of the sprint. I think I only wrote like 100 new words, but edited a part of the first scene, and I also have some ideas for what I want the next scene to be. Oh, I didn't even mention what story I was working on. So this is a short story that I started writing in November, and I wrote it during NaNoWriMo when I was taking a break from my draft. The story is called This Is Where We Dance, and it's a spooky contemporary story with teenagers, some high schoolers who've just graduated and it's the summer before university. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun writing this story, and I'm excited to be diving back into it. The thing about my short fiction, which I've mentioned quite a bit, but I really don't plan out my short stories that much unless I occasionally I might have a burst of inspiration for an entire short story, and I might outline it a little bit. But usually with my short stories, I like to be kind of vibe first, you know what I mean? I follow my heart a little bit. So that's what I've been doing with this story. I don't have a plan for how I want it to pan out, but it's very, very different from how I approach writing my novels, and it can feel kind of intimidating because sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. What's nice about it and this kind of approach is that I feel whenever I'm writing my short fiction, because I do it pretty much just for myself, it's very low pressure. I genuinely have a fun time when I write short stories. Whereas writing books is a lot more stressful for me because I have much higher expectations for myself. But anyways, I think it's good to have writing projects that you go to for de-stressing, writing projects that you don't necessarily plan on publishing, at least for me, because sometimes I just need a break. I need to chill. Guess what just arrived? Okay, here she is. Okay, so the good news is that I really, really love the keyboard. It feels really great. And the bad news is that I definitely need a wrist rest. I think I'm just going to do some revision for project night for maybe 2 hours, and then I'll take a break, see how I feel, but I'm pretty sure I won't be writing late into the night. I'm gonna see how far I can make it in my revision notes for this book tonight, and then I'm gonna call it a day, and then we'll see how tomorrow goes. There's not too much to update with the revision itself. I'm still working through making my synopsis of the plot for draft 1. Yeah, if you wanted to see me talk a little bit about how I'm planning out my revision, I will link the previous vlog because I talked a lot about how I'm approaching revision. Today is just a super busy work day. It's currently 12:30. I was able to make some progress on my revision last night and then also this morning before work. So I don't know why I thought writing the synopsis for this book would not take me that long, but I was wrong. It's taken me much longer than I thought. We'll see if we can get any writing in this evening. I don't really like to force myself to write when I'm really not in the mood. However, sometimes I also need to force myself to get into the mood. And before, I built this habit for myself, I feel a while ago, where I was just always in the writing mood. I felt I was always compelled to go back to my draft at any chance I could get. And I just don't really have that motivation anymore. I think I just have to sort of build a new habit around training myself to be excited about my writing again. Writers who work full-time, I just don't know how y'all do it, you know? It is currently 7:30 p.m. and I still have some work that I need to get through. I'm so tired, but I'm gonna try to get through all of the, or at least a few more tasks. It's just one of those days. I was really hoping that I could like get some writing done this evening, but I'm just so tired and work is not done yet. It's been a really tough week in the past few weeks work-wise, because I'm really doing things that are out of my comfort zone. It's really like draining. It's very mentally draining. Okay, so I just wrapped up a huge task today. It took me literally the entire day. I think I literally worked on it for about 7 hours. Then now I'm just going to had some feedback come back. So I'm going to work through some of that feedback and hopefully it'll clear up for tomorrow morning. Okay, it is the end of Thursday, and thankfully I have some time to write this evening. I've finished my tasks for the day for work. Sorry about the background noise. I just wanted to like hop in and give a little writing update. I know I said earlier this week that I would be writing some short fiction this week. Like that's what I wanted to like do for this vlog, but I've just been really feeling like in a revision mood. So I've been working on revision mostly. About like an hour ago, I did do some writing for a short story that I've been writing for a really long time. So I was able to squeeze in some progress in like my short fiction. I wrote out half of like a new scene for Marienda, which is like a short story I've been writing for a while. Now I've gone back to revision for Project Night and we are on chapter 19. So I want to say that we are about halfway through this draft. Chapter 19 is tough because I realized that, okay, I don't know, I'm sure there's like a writing vlog that you guys can go back to. I don't remember which one it is. Fairly certain that there is a writing vlog where I was trying to write chapters like 14 to 18 and I was just absolutely hating it. And you can tell because when I'm reading back the prose in these chapters, it is so bad. Like you can tell how hard I just phoned it in on certain scenes. And chapter 19 is by far one of the messiest chapters. There are so many things that are happening. I just don't think that I'm expanding enough on some really important plot points. At the start of this chapter, kind of like a montagey, like info dumpy start to the chapter. Their narration is like, oh, about a month passes. And I was like, what? A month has passed? Since when? Did I write this? Like, did I write this? Was this me? Yeah, chapter 19 is a freaking mess. Like, the amount of things that need to happen in chapter 19, I think I might have to split this chapter up or just like, this is gonna need some of the most heavy lifting so far because there are 5, the book is split up into 5 parts and part 1 and 2 are pretty, I don't think that I'm gonna do too much editing for it for this draft 1.5, but once we hit the latter half of part 3, there's just so much shit going on. That's gonna need like a huge revision. My plan for tonight is I'm going to finish writing out the synopsis for chapter 19. I'm also taking a ton of revision notes for things that I want to change. And then there are 2 more chapters in this act. Basically today I want to get to the end of part 3, like writing out the synopsis and the revision notes, and then tomorrow / over the weekend I will be working on the last 2 acts. What am I gonna do after I finish writing revision notes and this synopsis? I don't know. My heart is telling me to work on a new book. Like there's a part of me that's just like, shelve this for now, work on a new story, come back to it with fresh eyes. But I don't know yet. I'm so tired right now. Okay, so it's almost noon and I was caught up with some work this morning. I just like forgot that I hadn't eaten anything yet. I slept super late last night. I was editing a video because I need to put that up tomorrow. I was also reading. I've been reading The Red Palace by June Her. I've actually been reading a library copy of it, but last night I was just like, I was enjoying it so much that I just decided to buy it because, you know what? If I'm enjoying a book that much, I deserve to own it. How much did I read yesterday? I don't really like reading right before I go to bed, but I was just reading, like, I think I was reading for like half an hour and I just like didn't even notice it was like 3 a.m. Yes, I'm 40% of the way through, which is crazy. This book is so short, too short, if you ask me. I bought it from Indigo and it should be ready to pick up today. So I'll probably do that in the afternoon. And I think this is gonna be the last day that I vlog for this video. I made good progress on my revision synopsis, revision/synopsis for project night, and I'm gonna keep working on that today. I'm also going to, I think I'm going to maybe try to find another short story excerpt that I can line edit for like an edit with me video. That's kind of gonna be the plan today. I'm thinking my workload today is going to be a little bit more manageable. I think that I will be able to like wrap up the things that I need to wrap up at a decent time. So yeah, assuming that goes well, that's the plan. Okay, I just found a little half-finished short story from maybe 3 years ago. So this could be an option. This seems like it's literary fiction, which of course most stuff I wrote 2 to 5 years ago was literary fiction mostly. I think I'm gonna pick maybe like the first scene of this short story. It's titled Reunion, and I might try to edit it. You know what I'm realizing about my old writing is one of the weakest parts of it is, other than like familiar phrasing and stuff like that, is dialogue. Even the dialogue that I read back that I wrote like 2-3 years ago, for some reason it just sounds so awkward. It's like, that is just not how people talk. And I know that dialogue doesn't have to like literally sound like the way people talk in real life, but you know when dialogue is just really stilted and unnatural, like that's what I feel like most of my dialogue sounds like whenever I read back my old stuff. I know what I was going for with this story because I didn't finish it and I also didn't write any notes about it, but it seems like the vibes are like awkward friend group, and I think these guys are all adults. It seems like these characters are maybe in their like late 20s, early 30s. I just had a thought. Typically when it comes to my line editing videos, usually I take short story excerpts because it's like easier for me to like edit a scene from like a smaller story. But I was thinking it might be interesting to take like a prologue or maybe an opening chapter from one of my manuscripts and maybe do like a side-by-side comparison of like the first draft of the chapter versus like a revised draft of the chapter. Because I've been having, you know, a lot of difficulty reading over the first drafts of my books and being like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna get this into a place that is like solid and polished? And so much work goes into that, more than you realize until you start trying to do it yourself. And I don't really consider myself that great with short fiction. Like I don't feel as practiced with it, just because most of the projects that I like to work on do tend to be like books, and that's kind of like where I really want to grow as a writer. So I don't exactly know like which manuscript I would like to pull from, because I don't think that I can like share too much about Project Night right now, because Project Night is still so like fresh, and I feel like I just can't talk too much about that one. But maybe Project Moon, like the book I wrote last year, taking you guys through like the prologue of that and show it, because the prologue went through so many iterations that it might be interesting to like talk about it and show sort of how it progressed and like the different tones that the scene took on. I have found that in terms of analytics, it's interesting that my line editing videos, they tend to get less views, but yeah, I mean, I like doing them. They are like a little bit more work, but I mean, I find them kind of fun. I just really enjoy watching writers like break down their writing process, just because I feel like there's something about it that just like makes it feel like I'm back in a workshop or something. I don't know. That just puts me in a writing mood, like even more. I mean, I love writing vlogs, but like even more than writing vlogs, I think different writers just like have such different approaches to scene construction. Oh, is that too much highlighter? Holy shit. Okay, wait, which is too much highlighter? I tend to compare my first drafts to published books, and I don't think that's necessarily a good idea. Good in the sense that you have like a benchmark of like where your story should be when it's like considered polished, but at the same time, I feel like comparing a first draft to a published book is unproductive in the sense that like it takes a lot to get a first draft to a published draft. Anyways, if that would be something that you guys would be interested in seeing, I would love to know, because I might consider switching up the edit with me videos. Okay, so it is evening now. I just stepped out to do some errands, and then I also picked up the Red Palace. I'm so excited to finish reading this book. I got through quite a few things that I had to get through this week. It was a very, very busy work week, because even in the evenings, like if I have a really busy work day, even after work, sometimes all I want to do is just like de-stress. So I was able to get some writing done this week, but not a ton. I am happy though that I am almost done with this whole synopsis thing that I've been doing for Project Night. I just kind of have like the last 20% of the book to go through, take notes on, and then from there I'm gonna start like cleaning up the draft. I've already sort of started cleaning up the draft, but it needs a lot more cleaning, let's just say. All right, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I hope all of your writing projects are going well, and I will see you guys in the next video.